Hello team, my name is Tony Mills and I'm the new Communications Manager here at Anchorage Watermelon Sharpening and Underwater Meditation. It has come to my attention that our workplace is experiencing a heightened amount of conflict. We've come to the determination the biggest problem around here is poor communication. I'm here to give you some tips to help you communicate more effectively in the workplace. Unless otherwise specified, the bulk of the information in this video comes courtesy of the article Workplace Communication Problems, Inquiries by Employees and Applicable Solutions by renowned newspaper columnist and assistant director at the Rochester MBA program at Augsburg College, Mr. Dave Conrad. So why is effective communication so important? Aside from keeping all of you from killing each other, communication is the lifeblood of the workplace and nothing gets done without it. According to Peter Drucker, everything from planning to organizing, staffing, leading, and controlling are all contingent upon communication. Surveys of successful managers reveal that the most important skill a manager needs for success is the ability to communicate effectively. But studies show that a lot of managers believe that their employees are lousy communicators. Managers think the same thing about employees. Merriam-Webster defines communication as a process by which information is exchanged between individuals. Relationships thrive on communication, and bad communication is likely the root cause of most of our problems at work, at home, and in our personal relationships. As George Bernard Shaw famously said, "The single biggest problem in communication is the illusion that it has taken place." Simply put, we either pass along the wrong information, don't pass along valuable and correct information, or we don't communicate at all. So why do we struggle so much with something so basic, so learnable, and so critical to everything that we do? To start with, think of it this way. We have a lot of managers around here who sound like this guy when they give instructions.
From now on, you will speak only when spoken to, and the first and last words out of your filthy sewers will be, sir. Do you maggots understand that?
While the message may be crystal clear, it's not well received and certainly not embraced. Asking or telling someone to do something will often produce similar results, but telling often produces resentment. People, especially employees, like to be treated with dignity and respect. If a manager sets the tone and content of their communication to do that, it fosters a more productive and supportive team. The simple idea is communicate respect and it will be returned. Now, people love to talk. One of the most common and often the most reliable forms of communication found at work is the organizational grapevine. Oh, I heard it through the grapevine. When employees know that their manager is respectful and trustworthy, is giving good information, isn't hiding information, and is willing to listen to feedback, there's no need for employees to go anywhere else to get information. The grapevine will flourish and the rumor mill will die down because facts are available and reliable. You have to have good communication not only between managers and employees, but it has to happen between teams and the rest of the company as a whole. When you don't, people clash, the bottom line suffers, productivity and morale drops, and stress levels increase along with sick days. One of the most overlooked barriers to communication is listening. As researchers Frederick Jablin and Linda Putnam report, when it comes to communicating with each other, listening is just as important as speaking. In the highly acclaimed book, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, author and educator Stephen Covey says that you should seek first to understand, then to be understood. Covey observed that most people do not listen with the idea of understanding. They listen with the intent to reply. Most people are either speaking or just preparing to speak. They're not trying to understand. When you do listen to understand, you are practicing what's called empathic listening. Empathic listening doesn't mean that you agree with someone. It only means that you are making a conscious effort to fully and deeply understand that person, both emotionally and intellectually. Most people communicate with the overriding need to be understood first. So let them. Once their need to be understood is satisfied, they are much more likely to truly listen to you because they're not just impatiently waiting to talk. Researchers Lewis Boone and David Kurtz suggest that a successful organization has employees that are capable of sending and receiving information quickly, clearly, effectively, and accurately. We frequently use technology such as email, text messaging, social media, and video teleconferencing with the idea of making communication easier and more efficient. But this technology comes with a price. It's much less personal, and messages are often misunderstood. In short, we regularly trade effectiveness for efficiency. UCLA professor of psychology Albert Mehrabian estimates that body language and tone of voice account for about 93% of our communication. Things like emails and texts generally give only words, and the receiver of the message is left to draw their own conclusions about the sender's tone, intent, mood, etc. As you can imagine, this often leads to misinterpretations. Regular face-to-face interactions not only help avoid all of that, but sets the stage for feedback, building trust, exchanging information, and building relationships. This is why managers must talk to their employees. Because organizations thrive on communication and dialogue, and because face-to-face interactions are critical, it is crucial that managers actually interact with their employees. Your office is not designed to be a cave to hide in. Managers, walk around and ask your staff about what is going on, and ask them how you can help them. In their book, In Search of Excellence, authors Tom Peters and Robert Waterman show that when managers mingle and talk to employees without micromanaging them, it shows they care about what people are thinking and doing. When a staff sees their manager as a person and not just a boss, they're more likely to tell them what's going on, ask crucial questions, and report errors and problems. Also, as a manager's team gets to know them better, they'll trust them more, and that will break down barriers to communication. People often view negative feedback as a character assassination, instead of a constructive view that can be turned into positive changes. It's important to maintain positive, productive relationships with each other, and one of the most important things to do is remain open and approachable. Far too many people put out an air of unapproachability, and that often leads to resentment, a menacing work environment, and unnecessary problems. So don't kill the messenger. Making people feel victimized or penalized for coming forth with information destroys approachability. Let your staff or coworkers know that they can come to you with potential problems and suggestions of any kind, and mean it. Make an effort to just talk to people and take an interest in them beyond the work that they do here. Some people view knowledge as power, and giving it away decreases their power. In reality, the opposite approach is the most effective. Sharing information is a source of power, the power to successfully get things done. We need to become an organization full of people who unselfishly teach, share information, and proactively look for new and better ways to enhance the skills and knowledge of our coworkers. Now, I know that this is a radical shift in thinking and will cause many of you to panic and resist.
Oh my God, dude, I'm freaking out. I am so stressed out. I feel like I'm having a panic attack.
But rest assured, this is good news. As stated in Forbes magazine, do your best and you might have a nice little career. Bring out the best in others and you can change the world. So there you have it. If we can all strive to respect and trust each other, to listen to each other, to talk with each other face to face, to be open to feedback, and to work to better each other, then we can all have a much happier work environment.